Up with KREM begins now.
7:30 now this morning. There are growing concerns of a new contagious strain of COVID-19.
I think this is already in the U.S.
Well, this morning we'll tell you how it could impact travel here in Washington.
And Spokane Mayor Nadine Woodward's first year in office has definitely not been an easy one.
It's not been easy. It's not been easy for the governor. It's not been easy for the governor of any state. It's not been easy for me as mayor.
And KREM sat down with Mayor Woodward to ask her if she thinks she can still fulfill her campaign promises.
And this Idaho parent is going viral on TikTok for showing some Christmas cheer.
Oh my goodness, it's Elena! I know her! I know her! I know her!
How Buddy the Elf made a special school pickup.
Love it. And we've got a little bit of cloud cover and wind early on this morning. I'm going to talk about sunshine that returns to the forecast today and sticks around all week.
7:31 now. Good morning and welcome back to Up with KREM. This morning, thousands of homes are waking up without power.
Yeah, power companies in the area say some are due to weather. Others, though, are still being investigated.
Now, Avista worked through the night to restore power to hundreds of customers. Right now, though, more than 900 homes are still without power. Now, those are scattered throughout the Palouse and rural Idaho. Overnight, though, crews did restore power to about 1,000 homes near Northport. You can check Avista's outage map for the latest updates.
And Kootenai Power says in a Facebook post that this morning's wind is causing weather-related outages. Right now, there are just over 3,000 people reported without power in the Athol, Garwood, Bayview, and Twin Lakes areas. As you take a look at your screen, you can see what that outage map looks like so far this morning, as crews have been assigned and power is expected to be restored by about 8 a.m. So that could be in about a half hour here. But Jeremy, we're going to check in to see if wind is going to continue to be a concern today, or maybe have we seen the worst of it?
You know, I was actually just looking down, reading an article I wrote yesterday about the wind dying down and seeing if I'm going to have to update it, because it is seeming like it is right on time so far. And that would put just about everything in this week's forecast right on time. And that includes the possibility of a little bit of snow come Christmas Day. So we're going to have to dive into that in just a second. But for now, it's the wind early on this morning, a little bit of cloud cover kind of sticking around. That combination keeping things pretty mild. Temperatures above freezing across the inland northwest. Moscow's the cold spot at 28 degrees. Everyone else quite a bit warmer this morning. Wind does die down. We're seeing it strong here for about the next hour, and then it quickly starts tapering off by noon. You're going to go, oh, it's just a light breeze. And by this afternoon, by this evening, the wind is basically non-existent. What you were looking at there is wind gusts, so it does die down rather quickly. What we do hang on to a bit longer is the snow up in some of those higher elevations. 4th of July Pass, Lookout Pass, seeing some of that snow. Snoqualmie Pass has a little bit of snow still coming down. It dies quickly for 4th of July Pass. Lookout Pass, you hang on to that for quite a bit longer today, at least as we get into the afternoon. Then we finally start to clear out, and this is that new air mass setting up. That new air mass offers plenty of sunshine and cooler temperatures as we head into the middle of the week. But for today, think of it this way. A little bit of cloud cover early on, that clears out. Temps stay in the 30s. So despite it being dry and despite the sunshine returning today, we are a bit cooler.
All right, Jeremy, thank you. Yeah, certainly noticed that stepping outside this morning. All right, coming up now on 7:34, here are 3 things to know this morning about COVID-19, starting with this. Today, Spokane County is distributing free PPE for small businesses and nonprofits. It applies to businesses with 249 or fewer employees, but they must register beforehand. The PPE includes hand sanitizer, disinfecting cleaner, and masks. It runs from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Spokane County Interstate Fairgrounds. You can text PPE to 509-448-2000 for the link to register. Number 2, Governor Jay Inslee announced new travel restrictions to Washington. Visitors arriving from the UK or South Africa must quarantine for 14 days. This is due to new COVID-19 outbreaks linked to a new strain of the virus. Washington is the only state right now to put restrictions in place.
And I just say, look, these are difficult decisions to interrupt people's, holiday plans. We don't do this lightly, but we have to understand that the cataclysmic results of having people come here who are infected, we've now seen what can happen.
Experts say this new strain of COVID-19 could spread faster than the novel strain. And keeping on that topic, the new strain is putting England in lockdown for the holidays.
I think this is already in the U.S. I don't think a travel ban at this point is going to prevent this mutated strain from coming into the United States.
Well, scientists say it could be 70% more contagious. However, there is no evidence it is more deadly.
7:35 now. If you joined us yesterday here on Up with KREM, we had this graphic to show you from our sister station in Boise that took a look at the current COVID-19 situation in Idaho. But today, I want to take a closer look specifically at North Idaho, starting with hospitalizations. So we're looking at hospitalizations reported by the Panhandle Health District. And as of today, if you take a look at this, we have seen 74 straight days of at least one new hospitalization reported in North Idaho. Nearly 30% of all of those hospitalizations are linked to people in their 70s. Nearly 24% are from people in their 80s. So now let's add in this 14-day moving average over the top here, and we can see that hospitalizations in North Idaho have pretty much been consistently rising since this area in October here. And really, there have been a few dips, but it's been consistently rising ever since, no longer than a week for any given dip on this data. Now I want to take a look at the reported number of deaths across North Idaho. As of today, 149 people this year have died from COVID-19 in North Idaho, and by far the worst month was in November. 44 deaths reported by the Panhandle Health District. 103 of the overall reported deaths have been reported in Kootenai County. And earlier I told you about people in their 70s and their 80s being at the highest risk of hospitalization in North Idaho. Well, the same can be said about deaths. People in their 70s and 80s make up about 2/3 of all COVID-linked deaths in North Idaho. To date, there have been 0 COVID-related deaths in North Idaho for anyone under the age of 50. Now I want to look at overall case totals this morning, and I think the only way we can really get some proper context of what spoke to me about this situation is when we compare it to Spokane County. So the Idaho Panhandle has a population that's about 150 to 175,000 less than what we see in Spokane County, right? So with that in mind, take a look. We're adding these orange lines over the top that represent Spokane County. So it would make sense that most of the year, Spokane County's COVID numbers have been higher than North Idaho. You can see it pretty much all year long. But then when we stack them up and we look at this month here in October, we can see those dark greenish blue lines that represent North Idaho. They start to climb drastically. And now let's look at today. It's basically a coin flip on which area is going to have more COVID cases on any given day. They're that much closer now in the months of November and December. Again, with about 150,000 less people in North Idaho than Spokane County. So that, to me, really adds some gravity to just how drastically the COVID-19 situation is climbing in North Idaho, a situation that we will keep watching as we push into the new year. Dana Marie?
All right, taking a look at what's trending. We all have that one memory from a childhood that our parents really embarrassed us, right? Well, this Idaho dad decided to take something to a whole new level and just add a Christmas cheer flair to it. So now viral on TikTok, Greg Simonson picked up his daughter Elena from high school dressed like Buddy the Elf. Now, when Simonson arrived at his daughter's high school, he asked the kid to record a video while he surprised his daughter. He even had the script down perfectly.
Oh my goodness, it's Elena! I know her! I know her! I know her! Here, have this! Wait, I want to sing you a song! Elena, I'm here, and I love you! I love you! I love you! I love you!
Well, it turns out his daughter had even helped him pick out the Buddy the Elf costume. Apparently, she had no idea exactly what that was being used for. After such a difficult year, the dad really just wanted to make his kids' Christmas time just really memorable. And he said he was even inspired by them because when they asked what they wanted for Christmas. They just said, hey, we just want to help other kids. So this dad really did make it special for them. I mean, pretty embarrassing, but I think it's amazing. The daughter seemed to laugh about it in the end.
I think he's a splitting image of Buddy the Elf. I think he really committed to that role.
Oh, I'd be so embarrassed, though. I'd be so embarrassed.
Can you imagine? You are just going to be Buddy's daughter forever.
Elena, not a bad role.
He does an amazing
Not a bad
job.
thing to
which
remember by.
I think that's the best part, is he does such a great job. You'd be like, well, eventually I have to dig into this. Like, yeah, Dad, you nailed it.
Yeah.
I'd be so embarrassed along the way.
So Elena, once the embarrassment passes, when you're our age, this is going to be one of the best memories you have.
Amazing.
Trust us.
Absolutely. Dana Marie, thank you so much for sharing that story with us. Too funny. All right, it is 7:40 now, and this year Spokane Mayor Nadine Woodward fulfilled a campaign promise to open a downtown police precinct. Now, while crime is down in that area citywide, other crimes are up.
COVID. And this seems to be the year that we blame everything on COVID, but we have seen some sectors of crime go up. We'll have to tackle property crime again in 2021.
After the break, Mayor Woodward talks about her first year as mayor, plus what her plans are for 2021.